Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm Cindy Daychuck with Queen Bee Creations, and today we are going to make kind of a shelf sitter fabric bunny. Up front, I want to say the scary part of this is that I have to use a sewing machine. Not scary for anybody else if you are good at sewing, always scary for me because I'm not good at sewing and I fake it. But, you know, I do it anyway. And sometimes that's just the way it is. I don't think it's going to be overly complicated sewing, but here's what I did. I started off by drawing this kind of half circle. That's going to be our bunny. We're kind of more focused on doing like the bunny head is going to be the shelf sitter. So with it, I cut out a template for ears for the bunny. So yes, I know I'll need 2 of these. The other thing that I cut out, and this is the only difference, is because I want it to shelf sit, I need a flat bottom to it. So I cut out this kind of eye-shaped shape that extends the same width as my head so that I can sew this together here and then sew either side of it to the edges. You'll see once I get it cut out. But what it does mean is I need to cut out 1 of these, 2 of these, 4 of the ears. So what I'm going to do, because I just go into the back 40 here and see what I got sitting in the stash. So I have this old, I guess maybe linen napkin, and I'm gonna cut it apart to do the body and the ears. So I'm going to do 4 ears. Well, 2 ears, 2 double sides. You get what I'm saying. And I need 1 of these. So I'm cutting all that base material out of that. But then we'll add color. And for that, I just happened to have some flannel in like a bright orange. And I'm going to do that because I want to make a funky bunny. Funky bunny. And if this works, I will also try making one out of felted sweaters, just so that I have kind of a very rustic one, this one a little bit thinner material. See how it goes. Right now, in my head, I'm like, oh Lord, just let me get one done, right before I start contemplating anything else. Let me get one done. So I'm just going to pin my fabric and get the pieces cut out, and then I'll bring you back in as I start to sew so you can see what it is that I'm looking at doing, because I have some sections that I want to sew onto some of these pieces before I start sewing the pieces together. And I don't mean to make this overly complicated because I think it's pretty straightforward. And I just hand drew and hand faked the pattern. So I think that you're fine with that too, really. But yeah, let me get things cut out and then we'll start the sewing part, which is the intimidating part. It's not scary, it's just intimidating for me. Now, the last thing that I'm doing while I think of it is I've taken a little piece of white paper and I fold it in half, and I'm taking, this is the shape of the ears. So I folded that back. I'm lining it up with this paper. So I have, again, the shape of the ears, and I want to cut this one smaller. So going in, inside the lines, maybe about 1/4 of an inch to give me the template for kind of the inner part of the ear. So I want it to end up being, let me show you my pinned ears. So it ends up here. And I'm going to cut out 2 of those out of my orange fabric so that I have those ready to go. Okay. Before we get started sewing actual body parts together here, what I want to do is add on any of the external embellishments. So I have my 4 ears cut out. What I want to do is the little orange piece, little insert, I want to add this on, and I'm going to sew it onto one side of our ear so that we get this attached first before we then sew the actual ear together. Does that make sense? So just because I'm not leaving that much. Now, one of the things that I am doing too is I'm going to leave all of the edges raw. So I'm not going to be doing wrong sides to like good sides together and turning them inside out. Because this is kind of a very rustic and just kind of fun little bunny head, I want to have that kind of rustic, kind of organic, raw look. So I'm leaving all the edges. On something like this with the linen, that's going to fray. On something heavy like our felted wool, right? We're going to see those seams, but it's not going to fray. So we're going to get kind of two different looks with it. And when I sew the other one up, I can show you. But in the meantime, I'm not looking at doing this super close, one, because I'm not that good a sewer, and also because I want to have those edges flipping. Now you could do a zigzag stitch, you could do them so that you're going to turn them inside out. I'm not going to bother. So I'm just going to sew this around the edging and get this part attached to the ears. Now when you get to the very tip, you know, you just want to do it so that when I lift the foot, it spins on that needle so that allows me to be able to turn it and have it look nice and pointy at the top. I don't have very many sewing tips. That's one of them. So once we've got that inset, the inside of the ear sewn on there, we're just going to sew the two halves of our ears together. And again, I'm going to go around the outside just the same as I did before and leave that raw edge and just kind of go from there. All right, so what we're doing now is we have taken the front of our head and that small little half circle that we cut out, we are sewing into the middle of that before we start sewing any of the head together, just because it's so much easier to get this done while I can still operate the machine with it, because I don't want to be sewing this nose area to the back of the head. Okay, the next thing that I want to do is just sew on some eyes. Yes, big needle, it's overkill, but it's what I could find. And what I did find is I have some wooden ones. They don't quite do what I want, but I kind of like the stacked look. So I'm just going to stack them. And I'm just going to sew those in place. And unfortunately, that requires hand sewing. So much easier once you get one started. Okay, I am going to put some whiskers on him, but I'm going to do that after. And I get that he looks a little bit duck-like, but bear with me. So what I do have are a couple of wires from just a pack of floral wires from the dollar store. So we need 3 of those. 1 each are going to go into the ears. And I want to put them in before we start sewing the ears in. So we just kind of bend them in half. Okay, just untwist at the top. There we go. And I'm just going to stuff these up inside of my 2 cream layers, just so that after we sew them, we've got a little bit of structure to these. You could stuff them if you want. I'm just going for a flat look. And then I'm going to lay my ears out however I want them and wherever I want them positioned on my head. Okay, that kind of works. Pin them in place. And then I am going to sew up around the top of the head. We still have our other piece for the bottom. So we're just going to sew that up around the top. We do have whiskers coming, so just in case he's looking like a duck with ears. All right, so we're just going to sew that semicircle, which attaches the top of the head and the ears together. So nice and straightforward and simple so far. Now we have that little kind of eye-shaped piece that we cut out to be the base of our bunny. This is the part that's going to allow it to sit flat. If we just stuffed it and sewed this, it wouldn't be a shelf sitter anymore, right? So we are just going to kind of line this up. And what I want to do is I want to sew it all the way around the front and then partially up the back. I want to leave maybe about a 2-inch gap to allow us to be able to stuff our bunny. So we're going to go all the way around the front and then mostly around the back, leaving that gap. Okay, when it comes to stuffing, I like for these, because they're going to be shelf sitters, to start off by putting a little bit of just kind of fiberfill in there. But then we're going to add, where's my little cup? Here we go. Some rice. And the rice is going to give it a little bit of weight, allow you to kind of anchor it down on the shelf. So I'm just going to dump, you know what, a couple of dishes, maybe three of those dishes in. You could fill it all entirely with rice if you wanted. Or you could do all entirely with fiberfill if you want. For something like this, I just like the combination. The rice gives it a little bit of weight and allows it to kind of sit a little bit more firmly, but the fiberfill allows us to give it a little bit more shape and dimension. So now I'll finish stuffing it with the fiberfill and excuse me, then I'll take it back to the sewing machine and sew up our little gap. The last thing that I want to do is I want to take one more of my little wires and I just want to slip it between some of the stitching on my bunny's nose. Have it come out the other side. Maybe. Oh, I bent it. Once it bends, that's going to be a problem. There we go. And just out the other side. Cut that, so we're doing half and half. And I like to bend them up and make them totally crazy whiskers. And then your bunny is done. And here's our finished little bunny shelf sitter. Now, I did him so that he's got rough edges, he's nice and funky. You could do a little tiny nose rather than a big nose. It's up to you. I did one with the felted fabric as well, so that you could see just the different looks achieved with them. They're just kind of cute and kind of fun, and depending upon what you choose to do with noses and eyes, you could embellish them so much more if you want to, but they're just kind of a fun little craft for Easter. Let me know what you think of this one. I can't believe I sewed them. That's a miracle for me. Looking forward to seeing you on the next one. Until then, take care.